Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Ferguson. We're still reading by The Great Horn Spoon by Sid Fleischman. We are in chapter 13, and last time we left off on page 139, so we're going to go ahead and start on page 140 today. So, we'll read today. Praiseworthy finished reading the letter and folded it thoughtfully. A generous enough offer, he said to Jack. Half interest in a gold mine? Jack's yellow eyebrows lifted. All they had to do was get on the trail of those road agents. We'll need guns, he said quickly. A four-shooter would fit fine in his belt, alongside his horn spoon and buckskin pouch. Maybe he could trade his nugget for a pistol. Praiseworthy scratched the stubble growing on his face. What we need is a burro. A burro to chase outlaws, said Jack. Praiseworthy put the letter in his shirt pocket. He shook his head. We've no time for such speculations. First, those vultures no doubt ripped open Cut-Eye Higgins' coat and discovered the map. Second, they may already located the mine by now. The maps, Pitchpine Billy laughed. Why, there is so many maps floating around the diggings, you could paper a room with them. Boys, let's eat. They ordered Hangtown fries, platters of bacon, canned oysters, and eggs. Praiseworthy turned to Jack. What do you want to drink? Jack glanced up at the waiter. Coffee, he said. Coffee, sir, with a few acorns ground up. After dinner, Praiseworthy stayed behind in the hotel lobby to reply to Dr. Buckbee's letter. Jack and Pitchpine Billy went wandering along the street to see the sights. The auction bell began to clang. Maybe Cheap John would have pistols to sell, Jack thought. Let's go, he said. Don't mind, said Pitchpine Billy. The auctioneer placed a keg of salt butter outside the brightly lit tent, and the miners gathered around this delicacy like flies. They unclasped their jackknives and carved off butter shavings and ate them off their blades. Between the ringing of the bell and the free butter, a crowd had formed and the sale began. Frenchmen rubbed shoulders with Sonorians and Chileans, with Germans and Missourians with Yankees, and Englishmen with Kanakas from the Sandwich Islands. There were sailors who had deserted their ships to run off to the mines, and soldiers who had left their garrisons at Monterey and San Francisco. The auctioneer mounted a barrel at the rear of that tent. He was a paunchy man, in an open vest and a plug hat. What do you take for that hat, Cheap John? Someone yelled. Ain't for sale, said the auctioneer. But I got 10 pounds of Chinese sugar, that is. What am I bid, gents? Who'll give me $1 a pound? $1, $1, $1. $1, I got $1. Who'll give me $1.50? Half, $2. And my bid $2, boys? Two. Dos pesos, said a Spaniard with silver buttons down his trouser legs. Jack waded through the sale of sugar, a wheelbarrow, tin pans, butcher knives, and a sack of dried apples. The auctioneer seemed to have no guns. The miners stood around whittling and enjoying themselves. I got a bushel of neckties sent here by mistake, boys, said the Cheap John. They'd fetch $1 apiece back in the States. What do you give me for the lot? Am I bid $10? Am I bid $9? Nine. The miners stood grinning and whittling and silent. At that moment, Jimmy from town spied Jack and Pitchpine Billy. Let's go get something to eat, said. My stomach feels like a cat in haze without claws. Nine, called the auctioneer. We've done, said Pitchpine Billy. Done what? Asked Jimmy from town, twisting the ends of his mustache hungrily. 8, said Jack. Eight, called the auctioneer. I'm bid $8 by the young fellow with the yellow eyebrows. Sold for $8. Jack stood, as if struck by lightning. The miners began to chuckle. Looks like you bought yourself a bushel of neckties, Jamaica Jack, laughed Pitchpine Billy. But I said 8. Not 8, Jack protested. That's what I heard you say. 8, answered Cheap John, pushing the plug hat into the back of his head. 8. A-T-E. We ain't much on spelling around here. It was clear to everyone that the auctioneer hadn't expected to be able to sell the ties at all. You ain't going back on your word, are you? Can't do that, whispered Pitchpine Billy. I'd rather see you break your leg than your word, boy. Pay up. The auctioneer was grinning. Why, you got them ties dirt cheap. Of course we ain't much on the tie wearing here at the diggings, except to be buried in. And he burst out laughing. The miners looked upon the affair as harmless fun. You might be able to stuff a pillow with them, someone called out. Hey, knot them together and lasso chickens. Jack stepped up to the gold scale and pulled the buckskin pouch from his belt. The nugget, remember the nugget he found, tumbled out. He borrowed a knife and carved half of it away, bit by bit. It hurt. He clamped his jaws with anger. Then he picked up the bushel of neckties and worked his way through the crowd to the street. Ain't so sure I'd ever want to be buried in one of them things, a miner laughed. Praiseworthy was coming along the street from the hotel, and Jack could barely face him. He had cut 2 ounces of his nugget that might have gone towards their grub steak or a gun. But even Pitch Pine Billy and Jimmy from town were chuckling. What have you got there? Praiseworthy asked, raising one eyebrow. Neckties, Jack murmured. A whole bushel of them. Praiseworthy raised the other eyebrow. Neckties? Yes, sir. Jimmy from town loosened his gold pouch. I guess it was my fault, he smiled. I'll pay you for them ties, Jamocha Jack, as long as you don't make me wear them. Me either, grinned Pitch Pine Billy. Praiseworthy held up his hand. Put away your dust. He looked at Jack. That was a fine purchase, he smiled. A brilliant purchase. Jack gazed up at Praiseworthy. What? We'll buy our mountain canary with neckties. Pitch Pine Billy crimped an eye. You got out of your head, Bullwhip? Why, you couldn't give them things away in Hangtown. The only necktie you can get on a man is made out of rope. Praiseworthy scratched his short whiskers. They were at an itchy stage. He smiled, half shutting one eye. Unless I miss my guess, every man in the diggings will come begging for a necktie in a day or two. They'll fight to get one. He picked up the bushel basket and swung it to his shoulder. Come along, partner. The next morning, Praiseworthy and Jack helped Pitch Pine Billy dig a coyote hole. Once we hit the bedrock, there's no telling the riches down there, the miner declared. The Spangles keep working and sifting through the ground, earthquakes and all. It may take them 10,001 years to reach bedrock, but that stops them. By late afternoon, the big hole was deeper than Praiseworthy's head. They rigged up a rope and lifted out dirt by the buckets full. There were men all along the diggings coyoteing for gold, and some of the shafts were as deep as wells. So we're going to stop right there on page 145, and we'll continue this tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the reading.